played Tampa once this year, but when you look at it, there were 11 goals scored in that game. As a coach, would you like to see that come down a little bit?
I thought we did a lot of good things in the game, but we got the lead and we gave it back, and I expect a tighter game from both teams, our team and theirs.
We obsess in this market about the Leafs, and most of the hockey world talks about the Panthers because they just won the cup. But you look at Tampa; they've won cups. I mean, they could win the cup again this year, can't they? You look at them as a team that's right there in that group.
For sure. They got a guy with 111 points. They got a goalie that has won the cup, and everybody, I think, knows how good he plays. They got an elite defenseman. So, and they got some good veteran players there that have been there and know what the war is like. So there's no reason that they can't be a top contender for the cup.
Momentum was disrupted a little bit. I mean, he got sick, missed a couple of games. There was a hit against Vegas. How have you felt about his game since he's returned to the lineup?
I thought getting back into it now, like he realized he wasn't very good the first couple. I thought the Ottawa game was, again, a game where, again, his skating was evident. He got up ice. He outraced some people, made some plays. That's more the Kalik that we've seen play, and I think coming back, it's taken him a few games to find his, just sort of find his groove again.
It took you half a season with this group to develop things at home, but just how significant is it the way these last 12 at home have been with the control of the games and the dominance you've shown in getting the results here?
Yeah, I think it. Again, it wasn't. You don't like losing at home, and I think when we were loose early in the year, it cost us in home games. But we've locked ourselves into a good brand of hockey, realizing that even with last change, we can get better matchups, which helps us. But the understanding that if the matchup isn't right, you'll take the other team's top line. You got to pay attention to who's on the ice, and we've done a lot better job of that as a team playing in our building, and knowing that most times it's that top D pair or the other team's top line that can hurt you.
Go ahead.
Austin said yesterday that he played 2 years in Sweden. His first 2 years of pro, he wanted to do that because the Swedish league is more defensive, and he would learn the defensive end of hockey a little bit better. At 21 years old, do you see a guy who maybe is ahead of the game defensively?
I know that I probably haven't watched enough of him but I know that they really like his. Mike really likes his defensive play down there, and I think to play the number of minutes he's playing, it just tells you that away from the puck he's played really well. I think his hockey IQ in his own end is really good. His positioning is good. So for him to play, an important role, I think it always starts with defense, and I think he's got a real good grip on that.
That's known for being a physical presence, but we also saw him last week, get in front of Ovechkin's shot and he blocked it. Just what have you learned maybe about just Beck the player and his aggressiveness and so forth, I guess?
Yeah, I think that his willingness to sell out in key situations, block shots, he's taking a lot of pride in his penalty killing. It's a line that lately we've been starting almost every game because, they're getting in on the forecheck. They're creating momentum right off the bat for us. His physicality, I think, getting in on the defense and making them make a hurried play has been really good. But his desire to take pride in his part of the game, which has been the penalty killing, has been the energy, getting to the front of the net, is something that he looks at that can help our team win.
They've got 5 guys at over 26 goals. How do you play a tighter defense against a team that has so many different types of goal scorers in so many different areas?
Well, again, it'll start with managing the puck. If we don't fuel their offense, like if we make good decisions with the puck, which there's been games that that part of the game has really hurt us, and we talked about it already this morning, that we got to manage it, we got to get it in the right place, and we got to stay above people. And if you don't put the puck, don't get it deep, you don't get it in at your blue line, you don't get it out of your blue line, you're inviting their best offensive players to execute while you're trying to get back in position.